Okay, so welcome back to SwitchCorner. It's that time again every Thursday, 10 deals under $10, or of course, your local currency. This week, the sale, I gotta say, it was a little lighter than normal. Still like 500 games, it's the Switch eShop after all, but it took me a little bit longer to dig up some real gems. Before we do get started though, remember to check out our no price restrictions Saturday edition. There, right now, we're currently giving away two $10 eShop gift cards, and I want to let you know we do that every single week. So yeah, with that, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here, and let's get this started. So as always, check the lower left corner to see if the deal is available in your region. This week we do have a nice mix, we'll be putting them in randomly, but yeah, USA, UK, Europe and Australia, we've got you covered. So first up today, if you've beaten, let's say, Breath of the Wild and Link's Awakening, Blossom Tales may just be the Zelda clone you're looking for. This, I've got to say, it even throws in a few cheeky references to that very series. This story really impressed me. It takes you on this fun little journey to save the Kingdom of Blossom from the evil wizard Crocus and his army. Overall, I can say this, I walked away very surprised. I didn't expect it to give me so much. A decent sense of humour, visuals that modernise that classic like Link to the Past look, a few twists then on the experience as well to make it feel fresh, and the combat simple but effective. Would I recommend it over Zelda? Of course not, but it's a very fun distraction that will feel instantly, familiar to most of you. At 50% off as well, I can get behind this 8-ish hour journey. So next up, with the release of Streets of Rage 4 today, and I will say we have the review for that live on the channel right now, linking it at the end of this video, it very much got me craving more side-scrolling beat-em-up experiences, and I've got to say few are as original as Streets of Rage. This one, it brings to the table a kind of like tongue-in-cheek horror vibe, beat-em-up mechanics, and then even some like minor roguelike elements. Here though, this is a story, you're going to find yourself at a video game convention. Things though, they quickly take a turn for the worst. Zombies appear, and these are not of the cosplay variety, they're very much here to chow down on some brains. 6 playable characters, a nice little upgrade system, a decent visual look, tons of pop culture references nearly anyone will recognise, and then it's all there with a nice 35% off, instant buy for fans of the genre. Now something completely different for Purim. This one in today's list, it should immediately stand out because I've got to be honest, I'm throwing a ton of like pixel style games at you. For Purim though, you're going to find like a dungeon crawling experience taking place in a cyberpunk themed world. Story wise, you'll find yourself washing up on shore with a huge ass metal structure in front of you. Now in typical video game fashion as well, you can expect to be suffering from a case of amnesia, and now it's down to you to kind of work out what the hell is going on. Grid-based levels, tank controls, tons of enemies to tackle, puzzles, upgrades, perks, loot. It's got everything you could be looking for in a first-person dungeon crawling experience. For me, I gotta be honest, it was the visuals that attracted me initially with its like similarity to BioShock, but what kept me going, the addictive gameplay loop. It's a huge 65% off and you'll get about 15 hours from it, so I think it's absolutely worth it. Nothing new for the genre, but it just like ticks all the right boxes. This next one, little obvious, so we're going to cover it quickly, but Steamworld Dig 2. As creative platformers go on the Switch, it's got to be up there as one of the very best. Taking on the role of a Steam bot, it's your role to go underground and work out why your little town is all of a sudden being struck by so many earthquakes. Story, I gotta admit, it ain't like deep or anything, but it's for sure entertaining, and then the gameplay just to round it out, amazing. Platform, dig, explore, meet the locals, upgrade, loot, figure out puzzles. Sure, I'd put it out there now, it's not easy, it's very much a Metroidvania, but few are as good as this one, and few make you smile as much as this one made me. I can't recommend it enough, it's an amazing experience, and 60% off, it's very much worth your time. If you do want to start at the beginning too and not just skip to the second game, the first one, that's super cheap right now in the sale as well. So here's a weird one for you now, the Counter Lucan. For me, I actually picked this one up physically on import, and it was just so much more than I expected. Here you'll be taking on the role of Hans, a poor boy who decides to go out and find treasure. Early into your journey after you've left home, things take a turn for the scary, and you decide to retreat back home. This though, it doesn't quite work out as you bump into a kobold. They tell you that if you pass a series of trials, you'll inherit riches beyond your wildest dreams, And that's basically where you come in. You're going to be facing these trails. It might look all cute, but it quickly shows you what it's made of, bringing to life this like twisted and disturbing world. It's an adventure meets puzzler basically. It's seriously unique, and I gotta say the experience definitely stuck with me. It's one that I kind of want to revisit every so often. There's few games out there that I can think of though that are just close to similar, and yeah, it's also a little short, but at 80% off, absolutely worth it. I paid like 10 times this amount and I enjoyed every single moment of it. Okay, so every week I do put a pickup I'm getting in the list. I haven't played it, I can't, necessarily recommend it, but maybe some of you will want to come along for the ride with me, or even just tell me in the comments if it was a good or bad choice. This week, I'm going to be importing from the UK eShop Skyrogue. From what I've seen, it's a retro style 3D flight sim with procedurally generated levels. It looks great. I'm hoping it's just some simple like arcade style fun, and let's face it, who doesn't love a good dogfight? Also then, it seems to like make really cool use of the motion controls, and I can't wait to check them out. Let me know though if you've played this, as I say, in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to jumping into this. So for everyone out there then looking for something challenging, Cave Blazers should have you covered. I was a little late jumping into this one honestly, but I'm happy I finally got around to it. Honestly, I'll say it now, the minimal story just sucks, but the gameplay, it's gonna hook you if you enjoy a good roguelike. This one, you'll find yourself in a fantasy world with just tons of content. Think characters to meet and battle, weapons to experiment with, potions, inventory management, boss battles, customization. They even put in daily challenges that lead to some rewards, but you only get one attempt. This one, it's gonna be likely to kick your ass more than you kick theirs, but for the patient, there's a lot to like here, especially when it's, they're giving 75% off right now. I don't need no story at that price point. This next one then, I feel it went mostly overlooked, and that sucks because it's great, and that is Streets of Rogue. Reminding me of Enter the Gungeon and Binding of Isaac. If you like them, you should feel just right at home here. It's a twin stick roguelite RPG. A ton of charm though. You'll be tackling procedurally generated levels with over 20 characters who each come with their own unique mission and like almost storyline. It just means there's a ton of replayability here, and it's just, yeah, huge. These characters too, they're awesome. Think like stealth doctors, typical soldiers, or even rampaging gorillas. It for sure doesn't take itself seriously, which just honestly benefits the game because they get to kind of like stretch the imagination and show their creativity. I will say the visuals, unfortunately, they're a little bit bland, but with 30 hours plus of gameplay, 50% off makes this an easy decision, and it was very nearly my #1 pick of the week. So now, before we do get to that #1 pick of the week, I want to quickly mention a game that you need to move quickly on, and that is Bubba Is You. While everything else in today's video is going to be available for at least the next week, this sale expires on the 3rd of May, so I'm going to say this now, move quickly and treat yourself to one of the most unique experiences on the console. It is, I will say, a little hard to explain. It's basically a puzzle game where you push words around the screen that in turn impact the world around you. Starting easy though, it quickly ramps in difficulty. I would suggest with this one, check out a few reviews if you're a puzzle fan, take a look at it, see what you think, kind of get an idea of how it works, and then I'd say take the leap with 25% off. This one though, it's probably gonna make your brain hurt, that's for sure. So last up then, my pick of the week. It was an easy one, and this is Moonlighter. Here you'll find yourself in a fantasy world where during an archaeological excavation, a set of gates were discovered. These gates, they just of course happen to lead to different realms, dimensions, that just happen to contain tons of riches and just, yeah, wealth. Because it's a video game, and it's not taking itself too seriously. Here though, you're going to take on the role of a character by the name of Will, a shopkeeper who has money to make by looting these realms, and then I will say he also kind of fancies himself as a bit of a hero, which helps in the combat. Gameplay wise though, yeah, combat facing enemies, work with a truly unique inventory management system, navigate beautiful looking dungeons. It sounds simple, but it's really not, as you'll find yourself, trying to work out, am I ready to take on this next boss? Should I stay longer and try and find, more good stuff? Or should I head back while I'm still alive? Also, is this last, bit of treasure gonna be worth my life? It's addictive. It took me a little while to pick this one up again, but once I got in, I just couldn't put it down. At 60% off, it's a stunning price for a game you can sink a ton of hours into, and completionist, you're looking at like 25 hours here. If you buy one sub $10 game this week, I say you should probably make it this one. And that's it, another 10 deals under 10. What will you be picking up this week? Do you have any recommendations for me and obviously everyone who comes in and watches this video? And also, do you agree or disagree with any of my picks? Let others know in the comments below. Let's build out a community here of gamers that just want to help each other make wise purchasing decisions, because there's just too many games to even look at half the time on the Switch at this point. With that though, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we do. Remember to enter our competition on Saturday's video to win one of the 2 $10 eShop gift cards. And yeah, we'll see you all on the next video.